Okay, Candace Owens, after her sabbatical that everybody said that she was on, said, don't worry about the gag order in the Charlie Kirk case. I plan to violate it on the world's behalf. The things I've discovered this past week are enough to burn the house down. Yes, Charlie was betrayed by everyone. Oh my God. Okay, so then Alex Jones gets involved in this. Alex Jones gets involved, and this is what he has to say. First of all, Alex Jones is right 80% of the time, but the other 20% is the psychic vampires, like kind of thing, right?
My mother, she talks with spirits.
Yeah. All that
spirits.
stuff. Okay, this is what Alex Jones had to say. Let's play it.
Including the police reports and 3,000 witnesses, associates, or anyone that knew Charlie Kirk. They're saying effectively any talk show host that knew him or talked to him is under a gag order. Well, let me give you a news flash, Judge. You can piss up a rope. You've seen these judges tell me to do stuff's unconstitutional. I tell them to face their tyrants.
All right, pause. Okay, so the only thing that I'll say about this, and again, I don't have any personal beef with Alex Jones at all. He read somebody's tweet saying what the gag order said. And that tweet made it seem like the gag order was saying that anyone who has ever known Charlie Kirk is underneath the gag order. That would include us, if that was true. I can't see who said that.
Diligent
Dennison. Okay. All right, cool.
No idea.
And, somebody just said, you guys are telling me you don't have questions on this. Of course I do. Of course I do. But I also believe in our leaders, and I believe that there's going to be a court. There's going to be a judge. There's going to be a jury. There's going to be a court hearing. The defense is going to play their things. The prosecution is going to do their things. But I want to address this because we actually have the gag order and what it says. And what we have to do is when there is legit, like this is not true, you got to call it out. Todd, just read the part that matters.
Okay, right here.
All right. Just blow it up for everybody to see it.
Lawyers who have participated, who are now participating, or who will yet to participate in the investigation or litigation in this case shall abide strictly by Rule 3.6 of the Utah Rules Confessional Conduct. It prohibits a lawyer from making an extrajudicial statement that the lawyer knows or reasonably should know will be disseminated by means of public communications and will have a substantial likelihood of materially prejudicing a adjudicative proceeding in the matter. But also, also the case, the lawyer shall inform investigation or litigation of this case shall inform all witnesses, investigators, consultants, staff members, or other members of the prosecution or defense teams about the prohibitions contained in the order.
So in other words, the gag order affects only the people,
the prosecution,
the lawyers,
which is normal,
the witnesses,
which is normal,
team members that are involved in the case,
which is normal,
and eyewitnesses that are involved in the case. So honestly, the most normal thing that you've ever heard in your entire life, because you have one of the most witnessed assassinations in recent memory, possibly ever with social media. Charlie Kirk's murder probably was the most witnessed assassination in American history. You have to try your best to find an unbiased jury in this. So you put a gag order. In other words, you can't say things, you can't do things. This is not saying what Alex Jones and Candace Owens are making it appear like it says. That like this judge has just put a gag order on 3,000 people and this judge has just said essentially anyone, political pundits or friends that know Charlie Kirk can't say anything about Charlie Kirk. It's not what it says.
Yeah, and can I just add that if this part right here is true, was true, if she actually had information that she's discovered that would burn the whole thing down, you're the worst human being and friend on the planet. That you're just going to post this on the 19th. Here we are, the 21st, and you haven't told the feds, the judges, the cops, or nobody. You're a horrible human being if this is true.
Well, I don't disagree, but also somebody just said, crap, where did it go? I lost it. Oh, Tyler did not act alone by any stretch. Okay. If this was a court of law, we're not arguing that point right now.
No.
We're arguing the point that Candace Owens and from Candace Owens, Alex Jones are acting like this judge has put a gag order on them and anybody who knew Charlie Kirk. Play that clip from Alex Jones again. Just I don't want to act like we're putting words in Alex Jones' mouth. I want you to hear what he said. Again, we are debunking this. Play it.
Secretive trials in history, the judge is making everything secret with gag orders, including the police reports and 3,000 witnesses, associates, or anyone that knew Charlie Kirk. They're saying effectively any talk show host that knew him or talked to him is under a gag order.
Pause.
Let me give you a news flash.
Pause. That's it. That's what we're arguing right there. That's
it.
what he said. That's not what the gag order says. Okay? Now, my buddy Sean, the guy who does the best Trump impressions, Sean Ferris.
Awesome.
These are his words, and man, it's pretty good. So I'm just going to read it verbatim here. If you agree, I want some American flags in the chat right now. Okay. Sean says, let me explain to you what Candace is doing. Candace is trying to coax those who are bound by the gag order in the Kirk assassination case, which is normal for cases of that magnitude to ensure a fair trial, to violate the gag order. This could trigger a mistrial. If it does, she will say that a mistrial occurred because, quote, the case fell apart due to there being, quote, too many holes, when in reality, she will have caused the case's collapse due to procedural violations. When she is then threatened and possibly charged with witness tampering and obstruction, she will claim she is being, quote, censored and that they are trying to, quote, shut her down for, quote, asking questions. This ends with no justice for Charlie and all eyes on Candace, which is precisely what she wants. This is all transparently a grift, and it is time that everyone stops being afraid to call it what it is. It's getting harder and harder not to agree with that. Again, and if you agree with what Sean said, let's keep those American flags going. I thought he worded it very well there. And you can insert not just Candace, anybody else into that as well. Yep. There's this other guy named Ian, something or other, that has this video that either posted yesterday or is about to post that he went down into the tunnels underneath the thing, and this is what he found. Again, this is not normal behavior of people that have found things that actually lead to the groundbreaking, like case-breaking things to find Charlie Kirk's killer. You don't tease an episode that's coming up. It's like ghost hunters. Have you ever noticed the ghost hunters never find anything ever?
Ever.
But they tease you to believe, oh, we didn't find anything this episode, but don't tune in. Do not miss next episode.
It's going to be
because
bomb-chilling.
what we discover is going to change everything.
Look, there's a penny on the floor.
It's the same mentality, ladies and gentlemen. It's the same thing. It's the same mentality over and over and over again. And at this point, another one put it out pretty clear. And it was like, hey, if you're as connected as you say you are, and this is where I'm at with it, and I'm fully prepared. Put it on me, Todd, like right here, like just on me. I'm fully prepared to admit if I'm wrong about this, if I'm proven wrong. Fully and truly, I want justice for Charlie. And if Candace Owens blows this case wide open, I will be the first one to say I was completely and utterly wrong. And I'll never question Candace Owens again. Here you go. Timestamp it right now. 9:43 on October 21st of the episode of this show. I will. However, if you have all this evidence that you claim you have, it's time for you to freaking show it or shut up and move on. Somebody put it like this. If you've got all these messages of Erica Kirk cheering you on and all this other kind of, show them. If you got all these invites to Charlie's memorial and you declined because you're worried about FBI thing, show it. If you were in talks with Charlie to come back on to Turning Point USA officially and not just speak at an event, show it. If these staffers are telling you all this stuff, because I went and talked to Charlie's staffers too, and nobody said anything like that to me, show it. And if you do, I will be the first one to go on record, make a video, post it publicly that I was wrong. But at this point, what are you doing? You're making it to where your podcast is charting at the top of the charts. You're making it to where hundreds of thousands of people tune into your episode every single day, and you're giving them nothing. You're leading to more confusion. You're leading to more frustration and more party dividing than anyone else. And so I will be the first one. I will. If I'm wrong about it, I will be the first one. But these are not the actions of someone who actually has something that can break open a case for her best friend, Charlie Kirk. It's just not.